Welcome back to Tour Truck Tuesday. I'm in the Speak Easy room here at Full Swing and I have a ripper of a content piece coming to you. Before we get into this, be sure to hit subscribe and follow. One video once a week, every Tour Truck Tuesday, but we might be looking to improve that, to increase it and bring you guys a lot more. Today, I have some jam-packed onions for you here from this very room with the Full Swing simulator, which is bringing us the Tiger-designed El Cardonal down in Carbo. In order to get you this information, normally I'd have to fly down there, stand on this tee box and tell you the key holes this week, but right now, right here, I'm bringing it you from this very simulator. As we move forward into the 2024 season, I may well bring you key tips to each golf course, what works for you if you're looking to place that bet every week, or if you're simply wanting to capture what tour players are doing at these golf courses. I'm going to bring you some data supported by Clipped that looks at and analyzes a golf course for you, how I might play it from my own data, what I might look for in here, how we break down my game, and then how tour players do that too. So the first key hole here at El Cardonal is going to be the third. I'm off the tee box that is one up from the back, so there'd be one even behind you guys in the camera that would take us to 350. As you can see here today, it's 331 labeled in the top corner of the Full Swing, but it's scattered with bunkers that you have to carry. You've got a green and a waste area down to the right. The water here I don't see being in play. And as you come over to look at your Full Swing simulator, you can actually see here that we can call out targets that give us different areas to miss. So 238 is literally to carry that water. It's not even an issue. To get to the front edge, and you can see my target line adjusting there, is going to be coming in at 309. So for me, that's a good hit, and it does look slightly uphill. You can see from the way Tiger designed this, he wants you to be a fraction intimidated. The true number to look at is 272, which is to carry that trap, and then it's 309 to the front. Looking at the data of this golf course, of this hole, you have a 4% chance of higher rate of making a birdie if you hit the big dog down here. So if I lay up on this golf hole, I'm actually shackling myself. So when you're looking at who you're going to pick for the best players of this week, driving and aggression on hole number 3 is something that you want to consider. A good, long, straight driver of the golf ball, which, yes, I know that's key to most tour weeks, but do they have the capability also to stand there and let loose on a hole like this where they need to? Now, as we get into the Clipped data, which is what's provided me with this information in order to bring it to you with statistics as to the average percentage chances of making birdies on holes like this key hole versus a layup versus a go for it, you're going to see shot quality come into here. On your Clipped app, I have been putting my data into this for a while. Total player quality at the moment for me is 86. 86, what does that mean, Trotty? Well, to give you an idea, a tour player usually has a very rounded game. 100 would be tour average for total player quality. So a live view at my game right now, I'm actually running an 86. Not great, but you can then go deeper into your game and see that driving, which has held its head at a much higher number than what it is currently, for me, is scoring at 87. If I go back and look at the whole game and then go off the tee, you can see here I've taken a dip from my average of 95. Shot quality. That is deemed on how good the shot is that I hit, where it is in relation to my target, what the hole shape is, what were you trying to achieve for a perfect shot, and then where did that end up. So driving overall is a good area for me. Right now, maybe not key, but still I feel confident enough that I can carry this thing over the 270 and get it up near the green. When you look at what to work on, which is another key feature of Clip, it will tell you the importance of different areas to your game. So if you're limited on time, or if you're someone who likes to practice and look at all the detail, you have a facility like this where you want to work on a particular area because you're going to hit balls for 20 minutes in a simulator. You're going to get that detail off your Full Swing product. For me, and it's important that I understand this about my Clip data for here, what's come through for me, 180 yards plus is going to be a key area if I want to do well at this golf course and off the tee. Now, we know that tour players hit it great off the tee. probably a little stronger than I am from 180 in. But for the touring pro, it's tee shots and short game, and of course that all important 15-foot putt. So let's get back to where we are at right now. Let's get back to looking at this golf hole, and let's get back to strategizing about the tee. I've reset up my target alignment to be straight down the pipe. I've got my TaylorMade TP5X ready to go. And the thing about these systems is you really want to work on going into your pre-shot. What I love about the one here at Full Swing, they have a step probably in their eyes for safety to stop people stepping on the hitting area. But if you can use this, and here's a little nugget and an onion for you, to visualize your golf shot here. And that is right, I'm talking to you about visualizing your golf shot in a simulator. This thing is so legit. One of the things I want you to pick up is how quickly the ball comes off. As soon as it strikes that screen, it's in the air. It is as if I'm in Cabo playing this golf course. I've got Tiger talking to me with the stats about the course design. We couldn't ask for any more. Let's see how I do on this number 3 driving hole. It's a key one for the tournament. You can see you're straight down the hitting line. Got my target straight over that bunker. I'm gonna let fly. First driver of the day, but 270. We should be good. Pre-shot happens behind the step. Come into it, see your golf shot, set up to it nicely. Looks calm, looks friendly, looks wide open, and just full send. Let's see. Pretty good golf shot. This is where the risk reward comes in. Get the bounce, fringe. Very, very happy with that. Some data flying up for us here about the golf shot that we can take. But the bottom line is, as you get here on this hole, you're going to see, yes, tour players are 20 yards further back than me, but yes, they have more speed, and they will get that ball flight that we've seen there. That was money, just dialed down a bit, but I'm left with nothing but a simple putt off the fringe. We might as well hit one up there for the practice to see if I can birdie this keyhole. Elevation, only, it's pretty much flat. You can see that down the right side. 11.3 yards to the hole. Probably going to be, what is that, 25, 30 feet. See if I can roll one down. Take the hill, take the break. I mean, I am very happy with that. I know it's quick after the hole and it keeps going, but for your first putt of the day, I'd be rolling with that one and then moving on, hopefully tapping in, making birdie at the first and getting going down here. So that's a solid start there. Putted down, you saw the grids. It gave me the putt here on the Full Swing. You can adjust the distances as to where you want your simulator to give you the distance. I'm quite happy with however far that was. I definitely take it. Cruisy par and move on. As we look at that hole, you can see the advantage, though, of hitting driver. Yes, tour players are amazing when it comes to the wedges, but you can see how easy it was around that green. Didn't look too penal. It's one of those where I'd expect tour players to potentially make eagles in there and move forward. Hole number 10 at El Cardonal is our next hole that we want to consider when it comes to looking at the golf course, the key holes that are going to be the difference makers for this tour event and who's going to walk away with the trophy. Interesting stats that come up here. You've got a 2% greater chance of making birdie if you hit the driver. You also, though, have a 2% greater chance of making bogey if you hit the driver. So you have to weigh up what you're going to do. If you do lay up here, though, your chance of making par is 5% greater. Again, you can see tee of the day, we're at 310. We're actually in the spot they've put us. We're at 310 to the hole. Move over to the screen again and just interact with this system. Just see what you've got. This is how you'd actually use it for a real life stroke saver, sky caddy type situation if you wanted to look at the details. This is what I think tour players would be calling out. Now remember, the wind could be a factor. You will also hitting uphill by 43 feet. So it's 27 feet, that's 43 for the hole. It's 27 feet to get to the front of this trap, that's 220. From there, I'll have a wedge shot in, probably of about 90 yards. This one here, 234. This one here, 247. But as I move the mark around, you can also see that to get to this one is 182. So if I'm a tour player playing this hole, dependent on where that flag is positioned, because that green looks large, I'm gonna either pick to hit it down the left side and hit it short of the 228, but past the 195. A lot of maths here for you, I know, but a 205-yard golf shot. Or if the flag is on the left, I might look to also hit the same yardage, but keep it down the right. Now for me, off this tee box, it's 290 to the front there To get past that track, that's 298, middle of the green, 310. Where today's flag is, I like just going towards aim point, and as you notice behind my left shoulder here, you can see my simulator moving, but I would go aim point just on this green. And as I look at the visual, you're going to look at that and think, Trotty, what you're doing, there's a huge trap there, but to carry that trap is 255. I can easily smoke past that, and then I can go for this golf shot that just puts me 303. Way to do this if you're actually there in person, you would mark on your score carrier, your Sky Caddy, whatever you were using, or if you were just getting an orientation for the golf course, you'd mark the wind direction that's prevailing, so you'd know where we're at. One little call out here is that elevation change. I have to raise this 43 feet, so there's a chance I'm going to be left with a chip shot that's uphill. One of the deciding factors for me as a player, and definitely that a tour player will look at, if that flag is over on the right, and then I've got to play a pitch shot over the bunker to a tight flag, they probably wouldn't love that. I know that my bunker play from my clipped app is quite good, so I might look to put it in the bunker. If I had the yardage to hit it long of the green, that'd be great. I actually don't think I can get long of this green, but I'm still more brought into the higher probability of making a birdie based on the stats by hitting driver than I am of the 5% greater chance of making par. This isn't me playing golf with my buddies and plodding around, making sure I'm posting a score. This is touring professionals wanting to win tour events. These boys ain't laying up, let me tell you that. So, again, get the flow, get the feel, come back, see the golf shot. We know that the center of the screen is my target line on the left edge there. See if I can give this a little bit more of a Sensman. So a slightly larger hit. It does look fairly wide. I'm not too concerned about pinging this one offline. Back yourself and give it a nice turn. Good hit, great hit, maybe a bit spinny. I told you I didn't mind that trap if it gets there, because it leaves me with a bunker shot now where I can control the flight. Again, looking at the details that come up from that previous golf shot. Not a bad golf shot. I felt like I caught it a little bit toey. Maybe that's where my smash factor, which is the speed and the efficiency that comes off the driver, the energy transfer, 1.48, not bad. It wasn't too toey because my backspin RPM, you hopefully know this when I've gone through it on my launch monitor full swing kit at the Kingdom and talked to you about your drivers. I know this is extremely efficient for me. Again, tour players, they're extremely efficient for them. One of the reasons I like this simulator, and I brought you in here today, is not because I didn't want to fly all the way down to Cabo. Of course, I'd love a trip to Cabo, but the bottom line is that this data you can have straight on hand for you now. Ball speed 172, but it's in a controlled, lovely AC, no pressure, slinging it tee shot. That's a little quick for me. But again, we're in an area that's controlled. The ball is at a nice temperature. 116 club speed. You can see the path here of how that golf club came into it. It's left me with 15.7 yards to the hole. It's saying I'm +4. I don't like that. I've only played one hole and I'm 1 under, but it's always something you've got to put in that tech as we've played the golf round here, unless that's a +4 handicap, which I'll probably take, even not today. 294 total because it got caught in the sand. Face degree was 3 degrees open. We did see it was open to a path that was, a little different look, so it gave you that slight draw. Maybe there was a fraction toe hit. Notice the peak height. Again, all this information, you don't need to know it, but it's good to know. 136 feet, that was a high towering bomb. It was a very good drive. I was stoked with it, if I'm going to be honest with you. So that's hole 10. Again, from that trap position, certainly if I'm a tour player, even myself, I like bunker play. Around the green like that, I think you're going to be in a position where it's worth the risk. These guys who are going to win this week, they're not interested in the 5% safety, higher probability if they lay up of making par. They are interested in making birdies, and that will be a key hole to make sure they get around that hole and then show some mastery skills with their short game clubs. Let's move over to number 18. Let's crank some wind up because we know we're in Cabo. Gets pretty windy down there. We don't have that in the room here, which is great because I don't want to feel it, but we'll certainly want to see what it impacts our golf shots. Let's go to 18. Hole 18 here at Carbo. Look at this. Imagine the view is going to be fantastic. One of the main things that calls out here, it's 83 feet downhill. So this is asking you for the full send. Today, we've also got 14 mile an hour down breeze. As I look at the data, 4% chance of making eagle if I hit the driver and I'm a tour player. In terms of birdie, we're going to be looking at 6% greater probability if I hit driver than if I go for a layup. Now, layup on this hole is going to be if I go for it in 2. Again, looking around the hole as a general one, you can see that it looks fairly forgiving. You know, though, there's going to be a lot of runoff, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll have to use our grid when we get to the green situation. I think that's going to be key. But again, stats are showing me on the golf course, when it comes to who you're going to pick and what holes you're going to watch as the viewer, 18 is going to come into play. A high slinging draw going to be the option. I got 2 tee heights here that I was going to show to you. If this had given me into the breeze, I might have gone for teeing it down a bit and trying to cover it a bit more as the golfer and get that lower apex. But because we have the full-on send wind, I'm going to go with a high tee. I'm even going to put this smaller tee in front just to ensure that I really hit a shallow attack angle and hit up on this thing. Coming over to the touch screen just to ensure and look at my yardage carries, all things I want you to be doing. Again, if you're using SkyCaddy, if you're using something to track, if you're looking simply at the golf cart or you want to move your marker, you can see here it's 279 to that one, elevation 50 feet down. On the right here, it's 307. The truth is, guys, I've got to hit a bit of a weaver that probably gets me drawing off that target line. Certainly if I'm going to make birdie, eagle, or better. So it's got my target down the middle. I definitely want to send this one. Try, as I say to you, to get your visualization back here. Feel the move that you want. Any swing thoughts are back there. Pick a target in the beautiful blue sky in the distance. You've got all the heat on you now. You want to win this tournament. You need to make a good number down here. Ball position really far forward. Just going for the shallow attack angle. Let's see if I can absolutely send one. Right on cue. It's a little left, but it's down breeze. It sailed that first one. This I did notice. I reckon that's going to be nasty in reality. It's gone nowhere. It's saying it's in hazard. It looks like the wasteland. I'm sure I can play it out from there, but my chances for the eagle are possibly gone. I got that high apex that I wanted to see, 130 feet. For me, as a golf guy that absolutely loves all this, this is great information. 130 feet on the shot data. Again, I didn't absolutely crunch it, and that's a fair one. I actually thought it was a hit a little bit low heel. You've got to be honest with yourselves when you do this, but it's just key data that we can take away and we can learn from as we work on our golf swing. In this situation now, I've got to be a bit smart. I've got 177 yards to the hole. Lie out here. It says I'm in the hazard, but it looks, as I'm looking at it, like a decent lie. I don't have this cactus in the way, but you can see how you could easily run up a number. Remember, I'm not off the back pegs, but this is going to be very gettable for these players. And again, just looking at the golf course, I know for me, short game is key and was highlighted by Clipped. My around the green score is not fantastic. I'll just bring you into that again so we can get a true feel for where I'm at with my short game, and it has not been trending in the right direction. As I go to around the greens, you're going to see a graph come up with red all over it, a massive decline from a shot quality. Remember, a truly perfect shot is 200. My shot quality with chipping was running up there at like 90 odd. Now I've dropped down significantly and I'm struggling with my short game. So when you go into your clip data and you look at what to work on, it will tell you the importance of the short game for your game and what you need in order for quick wins, in order for importance, in order for strength and weaknesses. We should be aware. Careful how you teach this. We don't want to highlight too many weaknesses, but you can see in here everything around the green fairway and around the green rough is huge opportunity for me in order to get some quick wins. It even comes in there, but also just a better overall total player quality score. However, back to our scenario here. 177, down breeze still. Let's factor that in. Downhill as well, so it's probably only playing 150. Target line, because the wind's off the right, I'm going to bring it in from here. The pin does look on the right, so I have some green to work with if I go left. So I'm going to pick there 174, hope the wind moves it. Got my target line set up, as you can see out there. 174, probably just a cruisy 7 or 8 iron. I've got 8 because the danger is that trap a little bit long left, isn't it? So much strategy going into this here. You can tell I want it. I don't want to go long left. Feel like I can get up and down from short right if that's where it ends. And if I hit this good because of the wind and the down breeze, we're going to be golden. Little 8 iron. Hit it good. Wind's caught it. I might have pulled it a bit. Sit down. There's that trap I'm worried about. But you can tell elevation and wind change puts you in that nasty spot. Again, it will all be on my short game from there in order to flip that one up near the hole and try and make the putt. Maybe not making the best use of the par 5 and the distance off the tee, but again, it shows you as the golfer and the viewer how important it is, what the stats are telling us. You have to hit driver, you have to hit it in play, hit the fairway, and then you can have the best chance of attacking that hole from there. And again, data shows me 180 yards and in, that one was 174, is going to be crucial for my performance at a golf course like this. Hope you enjoyed that video. Be sure to hit subscribe. Be sure to hit the bell notification. There's a lot of information in there about knowing what your strengths are, knowing what your weaknesses are of your game, and then how you can use them at these amazing golf courses on tour stops if you're lucky enough to go and play them. Tiger Woods is the designer. You know he's not going to leave anything out there to chance. He's done exactly that here. If you're a good player and you're looking to have a little flutter and a bet this week, these are going to be the holes to look for, and driver is going to be key. Until next Tour Truck Tuesday, enjoy the golf tournament this weekend. Be sure to look for these 3 key holes, and we'll see you then.